The stars of countless galaxies shimmered like distant fireflies, yet something darker than the void itself stirred at the edge of existence. Even after the battles that had shaken universes, even after the defeat of the Eternal King once before, the multiverse hummed with a subtle tension. Goku felt it first, deep in his chest, a pulse that carried across space-time, resonating with the very core of his being. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but unmistakable, the return of an ancient will. Goku stood alone atop the jagged cliffs of a fragmented planet, remnants of his last battle floating in orbit around him. The golden aura of his Golden Instinct 3 flared faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. He could sense the whispers of every life he had ever fought to protect, and among them, the unmistakable echo of the Eternal King. He's back. Goku muttered, his fists tightening. I should have known the king wouldn't disappear so easily. Across the broken landscape, a golden ripple spread, and from it, fragments of time seemed to materialize into a shimmering form. The Eternal King's essence had returned, not fully formed, but enough to be dangerous. His presence twisted the environment. Fragments of fallen worlds coalesced, orbiting around him like satellites of doom. You dare challenge eternity again, Saiyan? The king's voice boomed, carrying through the void, shaking even the stars themselves. You have broken my will before, but I endure. I am eternal. Goku's eyes narrowed. I don't care how eternal you think you are. I fight for the living, not for dominion. You'll see that again. The king raised his hand, summoning a storm of energy that shredded the fragmented ground beneath them. Goku leapt into the sky, his aura flaring in brilliant golden-white flames, the wind whistling past him as he propelled toward the king at impossible speed. Their collision resonated across dimensions, a shockwave so intense it split fragments of planets in half, sending glowing debris careening into the void. But the king did not fight alone. From the shadows of twisted time, dark silhouettes emerged, warped Saiyans from alternate realities, echoes of what could have been. Their eyes burned with malevolent energy, their forms distorted, their power magnified by the king's influence. Goku's aura blazed brighter as he assessed the battlefield. Looks like I've got company, he muttered. He grinned, the thrill of battle coursing through him. Let's go. He moved like a living comet, striking the first of the Dark Saiyans with a fist that carried the weight of his entire life experience. The attack connected, sending a wave of energy that knocked several of them backward. Yet more emerged from the shadows, relentless, their numbers multiplying like shadows cast by the sun. Goku's body moved beyond thought, guided purely by instinct. His Golden Instinct 3 aura shimmered with silver and gold, his hair a radiant halo of light. Each strike, each dodge, flowed seamlessly with the rhythm of battle, weaving through space and time. The king's laughter echoed. You cannot win against echoes of infinity. They are fragments of your own kind, twisted to obey me. Goku paused mid-air, his eyes scanning the battlefield. He realized that brute force alone would not suffice. The Dark Saiyans were not mindless. They were connected, sharing energy, reacting faster than any normal opponent. It would take strategy, intuition, and the strength of all the Saiyans he had ever fought alongside. He closed his eyes, breathing deeply, letting his aura extend outward, reaching across timelines. The echoes of Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and even Broly stirred in response. The latent power of countless Saiyan warriors, their courage and resolve resonated with him. I get it now, Goku whispered. I can't fight them one at a time. I have to fight as all of us, together. Golden energy flared, coalescing into shimmering clones, not illusions, but temporal echoes drawn from every timeline where Saiyans had reached their potential. Each clone carried the memories, experience, and power of the original, their movements perfectly synchronized with Goku's own. The battlefield erupted. Goku and his infinite echoes tore through the king's Dark Saiyans, their combined power shattering the corrupted fragments of space-time. Each strike was precise, each maneuver flawless, a ballet of light and energy that bent the laws of physics. The Dark Saiyans screamed, their forms destabilizing as the concentrated force of infinite Saiyan will struck them with relentless power. Yet the king watched, undeterred. Impressive, he said, his golden chains rattling as he summoned raw cosmic energy. But your unity is futile. I am eternity incarnate. I cannot be undone by fragments of the past. Goku gritted his teeth. Then we'll show you what living beings can do when they refuse to submit. He surged forward, merging fully with the temporal echoes. His body shimmered, now a radiant fusion of every Saiyan's power he had ever known. His aura extended outward, enveloping the battlefield in a storm of gold and silver light that bent the very fabric of reality. The king roared, energy exploding outward in a wave that threatened to erase entire fragments of existence. Goku met it head-on, fists blazing, the collision igniting novas across fractured stars. Time itself seemed to slow as they clashed. The king's power twisted the very laws of physics, bending space around him. But Goku's Golden Instinct 3 allowed him to anticipate and counter, moving with a fluidity that defied comprehension. Each punch, each kick, each surge of energy was not merely attack but dialogue, a conversation of willpower and intent. The king responded in kind, waves of cosmic might colliding with Goku's harmonious energy, creating shockwaves that sang across timelines. As the battle raged, Goku's mind stretched beyond the physical. He reached into the essence of every Saiyan, feeling their determination, their hearts, their desire to protect. The Dark Saiyans faltered as the combined force of life and experience washed over them. Their forms began to destabilize, their power waning under the unity of true Saiyan strength. The king's expression darkened, rage flaring. You cannot comprehend eternity. You are a child playing with forces you cannot grasp. Goku's eyes burned brighter. Maybe, but even a child can grow and we never give up. He clenched his fists, channeling every ounce of energy from the infinite echoes into a single point of pure light. The Golden Instinct 3 aura expanded explosively, enveloping the king in a storm that combined strength, spirit, and unity. The king screamed as the light pierced him, shaking the remnants of his power across multiple dimensions. His golden chains shattered, fragments of twisted time exploding outward. Goku hovered in the storm, calm and resolute, watching as the king's essence wavered. It's over, he whispered. Your reign ends here. But even as the light cleared, the king's voice echoed faintly, carried on the winds of broken reality. This is not the end, only the beginning. Goku's aura dimmed slightly as he landed on the fractured planet, breathing steadily. Around him, the echoes of the infinite Saiyans faded back into their timelines, leaving only Goku, victorious but aware. The battle had been won, but he knew that eternity was still vast and unpredictable. The night sky was quiet, yet the faint pulse of the Eternal King lingered, a reminder that some threats could never truly die. Goku looked up at the stars, his fists still glowing faintly. All right, he said with a grin. Whatever comes next, we'll be ready. The night on Earth had returned, yet Goku did not linger long. The pulse of the Eternal King lingered in his senses like a heartbeat stretched across time and space. Even though the king's physical form had been shattered, fragments of his essence, dark, twisted, eternal, still drifted across countless timelines. They were like shadows of potential, echoes of wars yet to be fought. Goku closed his eyes, feeling the rhythm of infinite will thrumming within him. It wasn't just his strength anymore. It was the collective force of every Saiyan who had ever lived, every battle fought in every possible timeline. And now, it was calling him to a new battlefield. A blinding golden light enveloped him, and when it faded, he found himself hovering over a planet that should not have existed. Its surface twisted in impossible ways, mountains floating above oceans, rivers of molten gold flowing into skies of violet energy, skies that flickered between day and night in a rhythm that defied logic. Goku's gaze swept across the horizon. Dark silhouettes moved in unison across the fractured landscape. The Dark Saiyans, the corrupted echoes, were regrouping, but they were different this time. Each one radiated a warped version of Goku's Golden Instinct aura, flickering between gold and deep shadow. They were faster, stronger, and more coordinated than before. It was as if they had learned from the previous battle. From above, a massive figure emerged, the Eternal King. Reconstituted partially, a monstrous silhouette of gold and black, eyes glowing like twin supernovas. He exhaled, and a pulse of energy swept across the planet, bending gravity and scattering the corrupted Saiyans into a perfect formation. You dare challenge eternity again? The king boomed, his voice shaking the fractured skies. I warned you, Son Goku. You are not ready to face the consequences of your power. Goku clenched his fists, his aura flaring in response. I've never backed down from consequences before, and I'm not starting now. He leapt forward, moving faster than thought itself. His fists struck the nearest corrupted Saiyans, sending them hurtling across the fractured planet, their forms cracking under the overwhelming force of Golden Instinct 3. Yet more approached, emerging from rifts in reality, their power amplified by the king's presence. This won't be easy, Goku muttered under his breath. But then he remembered something. The echoes of Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and Broly that had aided him before. They were still out there, waiting across timelines. He closed his eyes, reaching out with his mind, his aura extending across dimensions. Listen to me, he called, and for the first time, he didn't just summon his own echoes. He awakened latent power in every Saiyan across the multiverse. The effect was immediate. Golden energy erupted across countless planets, and one by one, Saiyans awakened, their eyes glowing with potential. Even those who had never reached Ultra Instinct or beyond felt a surge of infinite will resonate within them. The battlefield erupted in chaos. Corrupted Saiyans charged forward, but this time they were met by an army of awakened Saiyans, each one radiating pure life energy. Goku led the charge, his Golden Instinct 3 aura blazing like a sun. Every strike was a lesson, every movement a demonstration of the unity of Saiyan will. The king roared, his form growing larger and more monstrous, drawing energy from the rifts themselves. He unleashed a wave of energy that twisted space-time, shattering nearby planets and sending fragments hurtling into the void. Goku dodged effortlessly, his Golden Instinct 3 aura bending around him like a protective shield. He countered with a punch infused with infinite will, striking the king squarely in the chest. The impact created a ripple that tore through reality, sending the king staggering backward. You cannot win, the king gasped, his aura flickering. Your unity is meaningless. Goku's eyes blazed. Unity isn't meaningless. It's what makes us strong. And you're about to see just how strong Saiyans can be when they fight together. He moved faster than light, striking again and again, each blow infused with energy drawn from every awakened Saiyan. The corrupted Saiyans faltered, their forms cracking under the relentless assault. Even the king's power, drawn from eternity itself, was beginning to waver. You are stronger than I imagined, the king admitted, his voice trembling. But even strength has limits, Saiyan. You cannot rewrite all of reality. Goku's aura flared brighter than ever. I don't need to rewrite it. I just need to protect it. He surged forward, merging fully with the infinite will of every Saiyan he had awakened. The battlefield shook as his aura expanded, enveloping the planet and the corrupted Saiyans in a storm of golden energy. The king screamed as he tried to resist, but Goku's power was unstoppable, a tide of life and determination washing over everything. Finally, the king staggered, his monstrous form cracking under the intensity of the combined Saiyan force. Goku hovered in front of him, aura blazing, fists clenched. This ends now, he said, voice calm but firm. You wanted to control eternity, but you forgot one thing. Saiyans never give up. The king roared, energy exploding outward in a final desperate attack. But Goku met it head-on, Golden Instinct 3 perfectly harmonized with infinite will, and struck a final blow that shattered the king's form. Reality itself shivered as the fragments of the king's essence scattered across dimensions, neutralized but not destroyed. Goku hovered quietly, his aura fading, breathing steadily. The awakened Saiyans around him cheered, their energy resonating in harmony with the universe. The fractured planets began to heal, space-time realigning as the infinite will of Saiyans restored balance. Yet even in victory, Goku felt a subtle pulse, a faint, lingering heartbeat that suggested the Eternal King's legacy was not fully gone. He smiled faintly. Looks like the fight isn't over, but at least we're ready for whatever comes next. The stars shone brightly across the multiverse, a quiet testament to the dawn of infinite Saiyans, warriors united by strength, will, and determination. And in the far reaches of reality, beyond the veil of known space, a shadow stirred, a remnant of the Eternal King, faint but alive, waiting for the moment to rise again. The calm after the battle was deceptive. Though the corrupted Saiyans were scattered and the king's form shattered, the multiverse itself trembled. Rifts appeared across countless timelines, fissures in reality where light and shadow intertwined. Each fracture pulsed with raw energy, a faint echo of the Eternal King's presence. Goku hovered in the void, his aura flaring golden and white, sensing the disturbances. Even with infinite will, even with Golden Instinct 3 fully awakened, the scale of the threat was beyond anything he had faced before. They're not just echoes, he muttered, eyes narrowing. They're fragments of possibility itself, warped by his essence. From the rifts, shadowy Saiyans emerged, not entirely corporeal, their forms flickering between existence and void. Each one mirrored a version of Goku or his allies, but twisted by fear, regret, and the king's lingering influence. Their eyes glowed crimson, and their aura radiated pure malice. "You've awakened them," a voice echoed through Goku's mind. It was the Eternal King, faint but resonant. "Every victory you claim only strengthens the shadows of what could have been. You cannot undo what is inevitable." Goku clenched his fists, golden aura flaring. "I don't care about inevitability. I fight for what is real, what exists." The Shadow Saiyans lunged, their speed breaking the limits of perception. Goku moved with infinite will, dodging, countering, striking, but there were too many. For every one he defeated, two more emerged from the fractures. The void around him rippled as the king began to merge with the rifts, drawing energy from every timeline simultaneously. Space itself began to twist, fragments of planets and stars colliding in chaotic spirals. Time folded in on itself, creating loops where past battles repeated endlessly, trapping Goku in infinite echoes of previous fights. Goku took a deep breath, centering himself. Golden Instinct 3 flared to its maximum, his body moving faster than thought, integrating every possibility from the fractured timelines. He didn't just dodge or strike, he flowed, harmonizing with the rhythm of reality itself. The Shadow Saiyans attacked again, but Goku anticipated each move before it happened. Every punch, kick, and blast collided with precise counterattacks, creating a ballet of energy and motion that illuminated the fractured void. He could feel their thoughts, their intentions, their fears, and he adapted, moving like a living embodiment of infinite will. Yet the king's influence was relentless. A massive wave of temporal energy erupted, sending Goku flying backward across a field of shattered worlds. He landed hard, debris raining down, but his aura flared brighter than ever. "You're stronger than I imagined," the king admitted, his voice resonating across the void. "But strength alone cannot save you from what is coming." Goku's eyes blazed. "Then I'll combine it with heart, with spirit, with every Saiyan who's ever fought. You're about to find out what happens when infinite will fights back." He raised his hand, and the echoes of every awakened Saiyan across timelines resonated with him. From countless planets, warriors awoke, their aura flaring in unison with Goku's. Golden light spread across the multiverse, reaching into every fracture, every rift, infusing life and order into collapsing timelines. The Shadow Saiyans faltered, their forms destabilizing under the overwhelming force of unified Saiyan will. Even the king's merged form wavered, energy flickering as the coherence of the multiverse pushed back against his influence. Goku surged forward, moving faster than the speed of thought. He struck the king directly, Golden Instinct 3 radiating with pure intent. The collision ripped through the rifts, creating a shockwave that realigned reality in a pulse of golden energy. The king screamed, chains of warped time breaking as his essence fragmented. "You cannot." "And me!" he roared. "Yes, I can," Goku replied calmly, "because you don't understand what it means to protect life." With a final surge, Goku channeled all infinite will, all the potential of every awakened Saiyan, into a single concentrated blast. It tore through the king's essence, dissolving the corrupted fragments and sealing the rifts. The Shadow Saiyans vanished, leaving only the pure, restored timelines. Goku hovered quietly, aura dimming as the void stabilized. The multiverse was alive again, harmonized through the infinite will of Saiyans. Yet a subtle pulse remained, a faint heartbeat that hinted the Eternal King's essence had not fully vanished. Goku looked toward the stars, golden aura flickering softly. "Looks like the legacy isn't over," he whispered. "The dawn of infinite Saiyans is just beginning." Above the horizon, the stars shimmered differently now, aligned in patterns reminiscent of Saiyan symbols. It was a quiet promise, The Saiyan race had transcended mortality, united across timelines, and ready to face whatever cosmic threat came next. And in the far reaches of the multiverse, in a realm untouched by light or time, the faintest golden pulse shimmered. The Eternal King's eyes, though fractured, glimmered with renewed purpose. "This isn't the end. It's only the beginning," he whispered, fading into the void. The calm of restored reality was fleeting. Though the Shadow Saiyans were defeated and most of the rifts sealed, the pulse of the Eternal King lingered. A faint but insistent heartbeat at the edge of all existence. Goku could feel it, subtle yet omnipresent, calling him toward the next challenge. He hovered in space, Golden Instinct 3 radiating like a sun. The awakened Saiyans across timelines were responding, their power surging as if the universe itself recognized the threat. Goku's eyes glimmered. Time to awaken the rest. With a deep breath, he extended his energy across dimensions. Every timeline where a Saiyan existed felt the call. Even those who had been erased, suppressed, or twisted by the King's influence were drawn to the light. Across fractured worlds, planets glowed as dormant Saiyans stirred. Eyes opened, auras ignited, and power surged like tidal waves across space. They were no longer isolated warriors. They were one, connected through infinite will. Goku smiled faintly, golden energy swirling around him. "The dawn of infinite Saiyans? It's time." From the void, the Eternal King observed. His form, though fragmented, shimmered with cosmic malice. "You think you can gather all these pawns and challenge eternity?" he asked, voice like thunder across galaxies. "They are more than pawns." A faint whisper echoed back, the essence of the awakened Saiyans resonating through him. Goku's determination had become something the King could feel, a tide of life and spirit threatening to engulf him. The battle erupted without warning. The first wave of corrupted Saiyans charged, but they were met with a wall of golden energy, a coordinated force of awakened Saiyans, their attacks precise, their movements synchronized across dimensions. Goku led the charge, moving faster than perception, each strike perfectly harmonized with countless versions of himself and his allies. The Eternal King roared, summoning raw energy from the shattered rifts, warping space and time. Entire planets collided, stars imploded, and the battlefield became a storm of cosmic chaos. Yet the Saiyans pressed forward, moving as one living force. Golden Instinct 3, blazing like a beacon of hope. Goku's fists struck a massive corrupted Saiyan, energy bursting outward in waves that stabilized fractured realities. "Keep pushing!" he shouted, voice carrying across timelines. "Every strike matters. Every Saiyan matters." From distant worlds, Broly, Gohan, Vegeta, Trunks, and countless others appeared, their auras converging with Goku's. It was no longer just a battle. It was a demonstration of the unity of the Saiyan race. The King's attacks intensified, bending space into impossible shapes, creating void storms that threatened to erase everything. But Goku adapted. Golden Instinct 3 evolved, not just anticipating attacks, but harmonizing with the battlefield itself. Every strike, every dodge, every energy pulse became part of a symphony of combat, restoring order even as chaos raged. He glanced at the Saiyans fighting alongside him. "They've never faced anything like this," Goku muttered. "But together, we can handle it." The battle escalated further. The King merged with the energy of the rifts, forming a colossal golden-black entity, larger than galaxies, eyes glowing with infinite malice. He unleashed a blast that tore across multiple dimensions at once. Goku didn't hesitate. He focused the combined power of every awakened Saiyan into his aura, merging their infinite will with his Golden Instinct 3. The energy expanded, forming a massive golden-white sphere that collided with the King's attack. The collision created a shockwave that radiated through time and space, shaking the very foundation of reality. Yet the King persisted. "You cannot defeat me. I am the eternal cycle. I am inevitability." Goku's gaze hardened. "Then I'll break the cycle." He surged forward faster than thought, moving as all Saiyans at once. Fists struck, energy pulsed, and the King's form began to destabilize. The corrupted Saiyans faltered, their forms cracking under the overwhelming force of combined infinite will. The King's monstrous roar echoed as he tried to resist, but the unity of Saiyans across all timelines pressed on relentlessly. At that moment, Goku's body shimmered brighter than ever. Golden Instinct 3 evolved again, merging fully with the dawn of Infinite Saiyans. His aura expanded to envelop the entire battlefield, a radiant storm of gold and white energy. It wasn't just power. It was purpose, determination, and unity made manifest. The king screamed, energy exploding outward, but it was absorbed and harmonized by the Golden Instinct aura. Reality began to stabilize, rifts closing, shattered planets reforming, timelines aligning. The Shadow Saiyans dissolved, returning to their rightful state, freed from the king's influence. Finally, Goku hovered before the king's massive form. His aura flickered like a sun at its zenith, golden white energy radiating infinite will. "You wanted to control eternity," Goku said calmly, voice carrying across galaxies. "But eternity belongs to everyone. And Saiyans, we fight together!" He struck the king with a punch that contained the power of every awakened Saiyan, every timeline, every heartbeat of life. The king's form shattered, golden black fragments scattering across the multiverse, neutralized but not destroyed. A faint pulse lingered, a reminder that the eternal king's essence was eternal. But his reign of domination had ended. Goku's aura dimmed, settling around him like a warm glow. The awakened Saiyans cheered, their combined energy harmonizing with the universe itself. The dawn of Infinite Saiyans had arrived, a new era of unity, strength, and infinite potential. Yet Goku felt it, a faint heartbeat in the distance, subtle but insistent. The Eternal King's legacy had not fully faded. And somewhere beyond time and space a shadow waited, watching, calculating, and preparing for the next challenge. Goku smiled faintly. "Looks like we've just begun. Whatever comes next, we'll be ready." The calm after the dawn of Infinite Saiyans was fleeting. Even as planets realigned, rifts sealed, and timelines stabilized, a subtle pulse persisted across the multiverse, a heartbeat older than time itself. Goku floated above a serene yet fractured planet, aura glowing softly with Golden Instinct 3, yet instinct screamed that the final battle was approaching. And then it appeared. From the heart of a newly formed rift, larger than any previously seen, the Eternal King returned. Not as he had been, not merely a fragmented essence, but fully reconstituted, merging his previous form with raw cosmic power drawn from the multiverse itself. Golden black energy swirled around him, chains of light and shadow extending into infinity, his eyes burning like twin supernovae. "You dare challenge eternity once more?" he thundered, voice shaking the foundations of reality. "I warned you. I am beyond time, beyond life, beyond the will of mortals." Goku's aura flared, brighter than ever before, his Golden Instinct 3 shimmering with every hue of infinite light. "We'll see about that," he said calmly. "You wanted eternity. We'll show you what it means to fight together." From across all timelines, the awakened Saiyans appeared. Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, Broly, and countless others radiated immense golden auras, their energy converging with Goku's. Together, they formed a living storm of infinite will, a united force no single being could oppose. Goku smiled faintly. "It's time. The ultimate unification of Saiyan strength." The king laughed, a sound like galaxies collapsing. "Foolish mortal. Even united, you cannot challenge the infinite." But Goku didn't hesitate. He surged forward faster than thought itself, leading an army of infinite Saiyans across fractured dimensions. The battlefield erupted in a storm of energy, each strike from Goku and his allies colliding with chains of golden black cosmic power from the king. The Eternal King unleashed his ultimate technique, eternal rebirth, drawing energy from every timeline, every universe, every possibility. Reality itself began to tear, planets and stars colliding, timelines looping endlessly, creating chaos beyond comprehension. But Goku responded with the dawn of Infinite Saiyans, merging fully with the combined will of every Saiyan. Golden Instinct 3 evolved further, radiating pure energy that harmonized with the very fabric of reality. Every punch, every kick, every movement became a manifestation of infinite will. The energy of thousands of Saiyans across infinite timelines flowed into him, and he moved as all of them at once. The final battle began in earnest. Shockwaves radiated across space-time as Goku clashed with the king, fists striking with the force of collapsing galaxies. The king's energy waves tore through the battlefield, but the united Saiyans absorbed and redirected them with precise coordination. Golden Instinct 3 flared with unimaginable intensity, bending light, time, and energy to Goku's will. Every corrupted echo of the king was destroyed. Every shadow Saiyan neutralized by the combined infinite will. The king screamed, energy exploding outward like a supernova. You are stronger than I imagined, he roared, chains of cosmic energy shattering. Even so, you cannot destroy eternity. Goku's eyes burned with determination. I'm not destroying it. I'm protecting it! Protecting life, protecting freedom, protecting the future of every Saiyan. He unleashed the final technique, infinite Saiyan convergence. All awakened Saiyan's energy merged into him, creating a radiant storm of gold, white, and silver light that stretched across dimensions. It was no longer Goku. It was the culmination of every Saiyan's courage, will, and spirit, a force that even eternity itself could not oppose. The king's form shattered under the overwhelming force, fragments of gold and black exploding across the multiverse. He roared one last time, a sound that echoed across infinite worlds. This is not the end. But as his energy dissipated, a wave of harmony spread through all timelines. Reality stabilized, time mended, planets reformed, life across the multiverse flowed in harmony. The Eternal King's essence was absorbed into the balance of existence, not destroyed, but neutralized, a reminder of what could have been if power was unchecked. Goku floated quietly, aura dimming, breathing steadily. Around him the awakened Saiyans cheered, their energy resonating with the pulse of life itself. He looked up at the stars, golden light reflecting across the multiverse. The Eternal King is gone, and yet his legacy lives, Goku whispered. But now, the future belongs to all of us. He smiled, turning toward the awakened Saiyans. Together we've achieved something no one could have imagined. The dawn of infinite Saiyans, it's real, and we'll protect it, no matter what comes next. In the far reaches of space where light and shadow met, a faint pulse shimmered, a subtle reminder that the cosmos is vast and life is eternal. But for now the multiverse was safe, and the Saiyans had proven that unity, courage, and infinite will could overcome even eternity itself. Golden light spread across planets, timelines, and galaxies, a quiet testament to the triumph of life and will over domination and fear. Goku hovered among the stars, aura shining like a beacon. Whatever comes next, he said softly, we'll be ready. And in that moment, the multiverse felt alive, vibrant, and full of infinite possibilities. The legacy of the Eternal King had ended, but the legacy of the infinite Saiyans had just begun. The multiverse had stabilized. The Eternal King had been neutralized, the Shadow Saiyans dissolved, and timelines restored by the combined infinite will of Saiyans. Goku floated silently in space, aura dimming, the golden-white glow of Golden Instinct 3 still shimmering faintly around him. He sensed peace, but it was fragile, like the eye of a storm. Even as he looked out across the stars, subtle ripples in time caught his attention. At first they were tiny, almost imperceptible, a faint pulse echoing across timelines. Then the pulse grew stronger, vibrating through Goku's very being. A chill ran down his spine. This isn't over, he whispered. From the fractured void, fragments of the Eternal King's energy began to coalesce. Not fully resurrected, but enough to form new entities, creatures born from the essence of eternity itself. They were the Chrono Emperors, warriors who could manipulate time, bend it, rewind events, and even erase actions from history. Goku could feel their power, vast, incomprehensible, and terrifying. You think you've won? A deep, resonant voice echoed through the multiverse. We are the Chrono Emperors, the culmination of your victory and your failure. Time itself bends to our will, and soon, eternity shall kneel before us. Goku's fists clenched, golden aura flaring brighter. So the king isn't done, huh? He muttered. Then we'll finish this. Our way. The first Chrono Emperor appeared before him, a towering figure wreathed in golden and silver energy. His eyes glimmered like stars trapped in darkness, and his aura twisted time around him, fragments of past battles replayed in loops, shadows of victories undone. Goku assessed him carefully. You can't just rely on brute strength, the Emperor said, voice echoing across dimensions. Time bends, Saiyan. What you did yesterday can be erased, What you won today can be undone. You are fighting against the flow of reality itself, Goku smirked, aura blazing like a living sun. Good. I've never been afraid of impossible odds. And I fight for what exists, not what's supposed to happen. The Emperor laughed. And suddenly, time around Goku slowed, accelerated, and then reversed. Goku saw visions of past battles. His fights with Vegeta, Broly, Frieza, the King, all replaying simultaneously, blending with future possibilities. The battlefield became an infinite loop of action and consequence. Goku's eyes narrowed. He could feel the infinite echoes of Saiyans around him, their spirits resonating across timelines. Golden Instinct 3 evolved in response, his movements perfectly harmonizing with time itself. Even as reality twisted and fractured, he moved freely, striking the Chrono Emperor with precise attacks that bent through temporal anomalies. The Emperor staggered. Impossible. How can you fight when the past and future are undone? Goku grinned. I'm not just fighting in time, I'm fighting with it. I am every Saiyan who has lived, is living, and will live. And we fight together. The battle escalated. The other Chrono Emperors emerged, each commanding temporal phenomena more dangerous than the last. One reversed gravity, sending stars and debris hurtling toward Goku from impossible angles. Another accelerated time, aging planets and warriors in seconds. Yet another rewound attacks before they even connected, creating infinite counterloops. Goku dodged, countered, and flowed through it all. Golden Instinct 3 harmonizing perfectly with infinite will. He could anticipate every shift in time, every movement of the Emperors, every attack across multiple timelines simultaneously. It was no longer just skill or strength. It was instinct, perception, and unity with all Saiyans combined. From across the multiverse, echoes of Saiyans answered Goku's call. Vegeta appeared, aura blazing, attacks perfectly timed with Goku's. Gohan, Trunks, Broly, and countless others joined, each one moving in unison despite being separated by realities. The battlefield became a symphony of light and energy, every strike a note in the song of infinite will. Goku surged forward, striking the first Chrono Emperor. The impact rippled across time, fragments of the battlefield reversing, accelerating, and then stabilizing in perfect harmony. The Emperor roared, summoning the full force of temporal energy to counter, but Goku met it head-on, Golden Instinct 3 evolving again, this time adapting to time itself. Your power. It bends reality? One of the Emperors hissed. Goku's aura expanded, radiating gold and silver light. I don't just bend reality, I protect it. And I protect life itself. The clash intensified, energy waves shaking the multiverse. Stars fractured and reformed, planets shattered and realigned, and timelines converged and separated in dizzying patterns. The Chrono Emperors struck relentlessly, each attack more impossible than the last. Yet Goku, moving as all Saiyans combined, held the line. He summoned the echoes of infinite Saiyans fully, a golden storm of warriors, energy, and spirit. Let's show them what it means to fight together, Goku shouted. The awakened Saiyans surged forward, striking the Chrono Emperors with perfect harmony. Time bent, fractured, and collapsed under their combined assault, yet the unity of infinite will stabilized reality. The Emperors faltered, their attacks unraveling, their forms destabilizing under the overwhelming force of infinite Saiyan power. Goku's aura flared brighter than ever before. Golden Instinct 3 evolved once again in response to temporal manipulation. He could move through past, present, and future simultaneously, striking all the Emperors at once. Energy cascaded like a river of stars, tearing through the rifted battlefield. The Chrono Emperors screamed, their power breaking apart, temporal chains shattering. Impossible. You are not mortal, they roared, fragments of their forms scattering across timelines. Goku landed, aura blazing, breathing steadily. The battlefield was quiet, save for the faint echoes of shattered time stabilizing. The Chrono Emperors were defeated for now, but he could feel their lingering essence across dimensions. The multiverse was safe. Temporarily, Goku looked up at the stars, golden aura flickering softly. The King's legacy isn't over, but neither is ours. The infinite Saiyans will always stand together. And somewhere, beyond time, the faintest pulse shimmered. A shadow of the eternal king and his Chrono Emperors lingered, a reminder that eternity was never truly still. The multiverse trembled. Even after the Chrono Emperors had been temporarily defeated, their influence lingered across countless timelines, warping reality in subtle, unpredictable ways. Goku hovered at the center of a void between worlds, Golden Instinct 3 flaring with infinite light, aware that the next battle would not be contained to a single planet, or even a single universe. It would span all of existence. From the fractured dimensions, massive portals opened. They swirled like vortexes of stars, galaxies, and fragments of shattered planets. From these rifts emerged countless versions of Goku himself, alternate realities where he had fought, lost, or even never trained. Some were darker, twisted by rage or defeat. Others radiated untapped potential, their power raw and unrefined. Every alternate Goku, every potential Saiyan was drawn into a single battlefield, the multiversal arena. This is insane, Goku muttered, aura flaring. All of them. All of me. Fighting together? A part of him shivered at the sheer scale of the challenge. But another part, a part that had survived the Eternal King and the Chrono Emperors, smiled. We'll make it work. We have to. The first wave of corrupted Saiyans from the fractured timelines surged forward, dark versions of Broly, Vegeta, and Gohan leading the charge. They radiated corrupted energy amplified by temporal distortion. Goku's Golden Instinct 3 evolved instinctively, shimmering with golden white light, harmonizing his movements with every alternate version of himself and every ally across the multiverse. Vegeta appeared beside him, aura blazing, fighting alongside a shadow version of himself from a timeline where he had never mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Don't hold back. Kakarot, Vegeta growled, energy colliding with shadow attacks in perfect harmony. I never do, Goku replied, surging forward. The battlefield became a storm of chaos and brilliance. Stars collided mid-flight, planets cracked and reformed, and timelines twisted into impossible shapes. Goku struck one corrupted Goku with a Golden Instinct-infused punch, while another Goku mirrored his movements perfectly, striking from behind. The combination of countless Saiyans made each attack exponential, yet the corrupted Saiyans adapted, creating waves of energy that threatened to destabilize the multiverse itself. Suddenly, the Chrono Emperors re-emerged. Though weakened, they had fused their temporal power into the rifts, creating an arena where all timelines collided. Every strike, every move, every energy pulse was multiplied infinitely across time and space. You cannot win here, Saiyan, one emperor boomed, voice echoing across realities. Every strike you make, every victory you claim, will be undone. Every moment of triumph will collapse into nothingness. Goku's eyes burned with golden white intensity. We'll see about that, he said calmly, aura flaring. Golden Instinct 3 evolved further, integrating temporal harmonics. For the first time, Goku was moving not just with infinite will, but through time itself, predicting and responding to attacks from alternate pasts, presents, and possible futures simultaneously. He leapt forward, striking multiple versions of corrupted Saiyans in a flurry of movement that seemed to exist in multiple timelines at once. Every punch shattered not just bodies but fragments of warped time, restoring portions of the multiverse. The alternate Gokus mirrored his movements perfectly, creating a symphony of attacks that rippled across dimensions. Vegeta, Trunks, and Broly rallied alongside him. Vegeta's aura collided with a shadow Vegeta, the two moving in perfect synchronization, creating energy blades that sliced through corrupted matter. Trunks unleashed rapid energy slashes across multiple timelines at once, while Broly's raw power shattered spatial distortions, creating openings for their allies. Goku surged higher, aura blazing like a supernova, and called out telepathically to every awakened Saiyan across the multiverse. Now, strike together! Golden light erupted as every Saiyan joined, their energy converging into a single, unstoppable force. The multiversal arena trembled under their combined power, rifts stabilizing even as the Chrono Emperors unleashed their ultimate attacks. Temporal devastation, reversal of infinity, and chrono collapse. Goku moved through all of them simultaneously. Golden Instinct 3 radiating infinite energy. He struck the Emperors with synchronized blows, every movement perfectly harmonized across realities. The arena itself responded, timelines knitting together as the Saiyan's infinite will countered the Emperor's temporal manipulation. One by one, the Chrono Emperors began to falter. Their attacks destabilized, their forms flickering, temporal chains shattering. You are beyond mortal comprehension, one emperor gasped. Even infinite timelines cannot contain you. Goku's aura expanded, enveloping the entire arena. Golden Instinct 3 reached its pinnacle, a radiant storm of light, energy, and life force that harmonized every timeline. He surged forward, striking the final emperor with a concentrated punch infused with infinite will and the power of countless Saiyans. The Chrono Emperors screamed, their essence scattering across timelines, their rifts collapsing, leaving only stabilized multiversal space. The corrupted Saiyans dissolved, freed from temporal manipulation. Goku floated at the center of the multiversal arena, aura flickering softly. Around him, alternate Gokus, Vegetas, Gohans, and countless Saiyans stood in unison, breathing steadily, their power resonating across dimensions. He looked to the stars and smiled. The arena has been cleared, but the multiverse is vast, and there are always threats waiting beyond the veil. Yet even in victory, a subtle pulse lingered, a faint heartbeat that suggested the Eternal King's legacy, and the Chrono Emperor's influence was not fully gone. Goku's gaze hardened. No matter what comes next, we'll face it together. We are the Infinite Saiyans, and we will never be broken. Even after the multiversal arena had been cleared, Goku sensed a disturbance unlike anything before. The Chrono Emperors were shattered, corrupted, Saiyans neutralized, and timelines stabilized, yet a subtle heartbeat persisted deep within the fabric of reality. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but it resonated with every fiber of Goku's being. This is different, he whispered, golden aura flaring. The king. He left something behind. Something big. From the void between timelines, a massive sphere of energy emerged. It shimmered with gold, black, and silver threads intertwined, pulsating with an intensity that dwarfed entire galaxies. Goku instinctively knew this was the heart of eternity, the core of the Eternal King's essence, the source of his power and his legacy. It's alive, Goku muttered, hovering before it. The sphere rippled, and the faintest whisper echoed across space. Mortals. You cannot understand eternity. You cannot resist me. Goku clenched his fists, aura blazing brighter than ever. I've already faced eternity, and I'll keep fighting to protect life. As Goku approached, the heart of eternity reacted. Energy waves exploded outward, tearing through nearby planets, creating rifts across space and time. From these rifts, corrupted Saiyans re-emerged, more powerful than ever, infused with fragments of the king's eternal energy. Even shadows of past enemies, Frieza, Cell, and Broly, appeared, twisted by the king's essence. Goku's Golden Instinct 3 flared violently, evolving in response to the sheer magnitude of threat. He could now sense time, life, and intention simultaneously, predicting attacks across multiple realities and possibilities. Every corrupted Saiyan attack was met with perfect counters, his body moving with absolute precision. Every strike, every heartbeat matters, Goku said softly, aura flickering. This isn't just fighting, this is protecting everything. Suddenly, the heart of eternity shifted, and the pulse of the king's essence coalesced into a new form. It was massive, towering over entire solar systems, a fusion of golden light and cosmic darkness. Eyes glimmered within the core, and a voice thundered across space. You cannot destroy me. I am eternal. I am inevitability. Goku's aura flared even brighter. This ends now, he shouted. He extended his energy across all timelines, connecting with every awakened Saiyan. Golden Instinct 3 evolved once again, merging with the infinite will of every Saiyan who had fought, lived, or even fallen. He called this ultimate form Golden Instinct 3, Eternal Harmony. The aura expanded across galaxies, harmonizing space and time, creating a luminous storm of gold, white, and silver light. Every corrupted Saiyan struck simultaneously, but Goku's movement was perfect, synchronized with the infinite will of all Saiyans. He struck the heart of eternity with a concentrated energy blast, the impact sending shockwaves across the multiverse. The king's essence roared, creating counterwaves that distorted space and time. Stars shattered, planets fractured, and energy cascaded like rivers of molten gold. Yet Goku persisted. He moved faster than thought, striking the heart of eternity repeatedly, each blow infused with the combined spirit of every awakened Saiyan. The corrupted Saiyans faltered, their forms destabilizing under the overwhelming force of eternal harmony. From across the multiverse, Saiyans rallied, their energy merging with Goku's. Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, Broly, and countless others fought alongside him. Their attacks synchronized in perfect harmony across space and time. The heart of eternity pulsed violently, attempting to undo Goku's blows, erase victories, and manipulate outcomes. But Golden Instinct 3, eternal harmony, was no ordinary power. It resonated with the very essence of life, reality, and infinite will. Every strike restored fractured timelines, healed corrupted energy, and stabilized the multiverse. Finally, Goku charged with all his strength, energy radiating across dimensions. "Now, everyone together!" he shouted. Infinite Saiyans across realities unleashed a combined energy wave, converging into a single, unstoppable force. The heart of eternity trembled, light and shadow colliding violently. The king's voice screamed, fading, "Impossible! How can mortals resist eternity?" The blast struck the heart of eternity, dissolving it into golden white light. The corrupted Saiyans vanished, freed from the king's lingering influence. All rifts stabilized, and space-time hummed with harmony. Goku floated above the battlefield, aura settling softly. His core destroyed, he whispered. But the multiverse, we saved it. Together, he looked at Vegeta, Gohan, and the other Saiyans. This is what it means to protect life. Not just your world or your timeline, but all of existence. A faint pulse remained, but it was no longer threatening. It was a reminder of what they had achieved and a warning that life, even in infinite timelines, must always be protected. Goku's gaze hardened. The heart of eternity is gone, but the fight isn't over. There will always be threats, and we'll face them. Together, the multiverse pulsed with energy. Goku floated above a planet-sized rift, aura blazing with Golden Instinct 3, eternal harmony, sensing the faint heartbeat of the eternal king's lingering essence. Even after the heart of eternity had been destroyed, fragments of the king's essence were gathering, seeking to fully resurrect him. "We're not done yet," Goku muttered, voice carrying across dimensions. From every timeline, every reality where a Saiyan had lived, echoes of power responded. They were countless, warriors from timelines erased, defeated, or forgotten, all drawn together by Goku's call. "Infinite Saiyans, one unified force. This is it," Goku said, fists clenched. "The convergence, our ultimate unity." From the void, the first fragments of the Eternal King reappeared, this time larger, more terrifying, merging cosmic power with dark temporal energy. "Mortals, you dare challenge me once more?" The king's voice thundered, echoing across every dimension simultaneously. "I am inevitability incarnate, and your unity cannot stop me."